Have you ever found yourself worrying that someone is pulling away from you, even when there isn't much evidence that they are? Perhaps you overthink a delayed text message, feel anxious when someone seems quieter than usual, or constantly need reassurance that your relationships are okay. Maybe you have stayed in relationships that were not healthy because the thought of being alone felt even more frightening. If any of that sounds familiar, you are certainly not alone. What many people don't realize is that the fear of abandonment is often connected to something much deeper than simply being afraid of losing someone. Very often, it's connected to how we see ourselves. My name is Renata Karlinskaite, and I'm a psychotherapist and hypnotherapist. And I help people to build healthy self-esteem, grow through confidence, and live with resilience. And if low self-esteem and self-worth affects you personally, I have linked my free self-esteem and confidence affirmations audio in the description to help you start changing your inner dialogue. In this video, we will explore the link between low self-worth and fear of abandonment, why these patterns develop, and what you can begin doing to build a stronger sense of security from within. Let's begin by understanding what fear of abandonment really is. Many people think it only refers to being afraid that a romantic partner might leave them. But in reality, it can appear in many different relationships. It might show up as constantly worrying that friends no longer like you, feeling deeply hurt when someone doesn't respond to a message, avoiding conflict because you are afraid people will reject you, or becoming highly sensitive to even small changes in someone's behavior. For some people, the fear becomes so overwhelming that they stay in unhealthy relationships simply because being alone feels unbearable. Others go to the opposite extreme. They avoid getting emotionally close altogether because they believe it's safer not to become attached than to risk being hurt. While everyone experiences fear of loss from time to time, persistent fear of abandonment usually has much deeper psychological roots. This is where self-worth becomes incredibly important. People with healthy self-esteem generally believe that although losing an important relationship would be painful, it doesn't define who they are. They may grieve of loss, but deep down they still believe they are worthy of love, respect, and connection. Someone with low self-worth often experiences it very differently. Instead of thinking, this relationship didn't work out, they may unconsciously think, this proves I'm not good enough. Notice the difference? The relationship ending becomes evidence that confirms an existing negative belief about themselves. The pain isn't only about losing another person. It's about feeling that the loss confirms their deepest fears about their own worth. So, where do these beliefs come from? Psychologists have long understood through attachment theory that our earliest relationships help shape how safe we feel with others and how we see ourselves. Children naturally depend on their caregivers for safety, comfort, and emotional support. When those needs are met consistently, children gradually learn that people can be trusted and that they themselves are worthy of care. However, if love feels inconsistent, unpredictable, or emotionally unavailable, children rarely conclude, the adults around me are struggling. Instead, they often reach a much more personal conclusion. There must be something wrong with me. Perhaps they experience frequent criticism, emotional neglect, rejection, unpredictable affection, or grew up with parents who were overwhelmed by their own difficulties. Others may have experienced bullying, repeated rejection, or painful relationships later in life that reinforced these early beliefs. Over time, These experiences can develop into what psychologists call core beliefs. These are deeply held assumptions about ourselves that quietly influence how we interpret the world. One common core belief is, I'm not enough. Once that belief exists, the brain naturally begins looking for evidence that supports it. This creates a cycle that can become very difficult to break. A low self-worth increases the fear of abandonment. That fear makes you more alert to possible signs of rejection. You begin analyzing conversations, reading into text messages, noticing tiny changes in people's behavior, and imagining worst-case scenarios. This is known as hypervigilance. Your brain becomes highly sensitive to anything that might signal rejection. Psychologists also describe something called confirmation bias. This means we naturally pay more attention to information that supports our existing beliefs while overlooking information that contradicts them. So if you already believe you are not worthy of love, your mind may notice one delayed reply while ignoring months of kindness, affection, and commitment. As your anxiety increases, you may seek constant reassurance, become overly accommodating, or avoid expressing your own needs in order to keep people close. Ironically, these protective behaviors can sometimes create tension within relationships, reinforcing the very fears you were trying to avoid. Your brain then concludes, I knew people would leave me. The cycle begins again. It's also important to understand that this isn't simply happening in your thoughts. Your nervous system plays a major role too. When someone has experienced emotional insecurity, the brain may begin interpreting possible rejection as a threat to survival. That's because throughout human history, being separated from important relationships could genuinely threaten survival. As a result, your body may automatically enter one of its protective responses. Some people become anxious and desperately seek reassurance. Others shut down emotionally. Some become people pleasers, constantly putting everyone else's needs before their own to avoid conflict. Others withdraw completely before anyone has the chance to reject them. These reactions aren't signs of weakness. They are learned survival strategies that once helped you feel emotionally safer. The encouraging news is that these patterns are not permanent. Our brains remain capable of change throughout life through a process called neuroplasticity. This means new emotional patterns can be learned with repeated healthier experiences. Therapy often helps people identify the core beliefs they have been carrying for years, understand how those beliefs developed, and gradually replace them with healthier, more balanced perspectives. This also involves learning emotional regulation, practicing self-compassion, building healthier boundaries, and developing what psychologists call a more secure attachment, not only with others, but with yourself. Rather than relying entirely on someone else's reassurance to feel okay, you gradually develop the ability to provide yourself with emotional safety. If you recognize these patterns in yourself, here are a few gentle places to begin. Start noticing your triggers. When you feel anxious that someone is pulling away, pause and ask yourself, am I reacting to what's happening right now, or is this reminding me of something much older? Challenge automatic thoughts instead of immediately believing them. Practice speaking to yourself with the same kindness you would offer someone you deeply care about. Continue building your own interests, friendships, and sense of identity outside any one relationship. And remember this simple but powerful truth. Someone becoming distant does not automatically mean you are unworthy. Sometimes relationships change for reasons that have very little to do with your value as a person. If low self-esteem and self-worth are patterns you have struggled with for a long time, I have linked my 3 self-esteem and confidence affirmations audio below to help you begin rewiring your inner dialogue. And for deeper inner work, I have also created a step-by-step course with hypnosis to help you overcome low self-esteem and build true confidence at both a conscious and subconscious level. You will find both links in the description. I would like to leave you with one final thought. Fear of abandonment is often less about losing another person and more about losing the sense of worth we have unknowingly placed in someone else's hands. The more your self-worth grows from within, the less your happiness depends on other people's approval, attention, or presence. That doesn't mean you will never experience loss or disappointment. It means you will know that even if someone walks away, you will not lose yourself. And that is where true confidence begins. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more evidence-based videos on building healthy self-esteem, overcoming negative self-talk, strengthening confidence, and developing emotional resilience. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.